So I've got 11 tips to help you find friends if you have to live in an RV alone, and 11 ways that I've found to find friends as a solo female RV living, both online and on the road. So I have digital friends and I have physical friends, or I have physical friends that I communicate with digitally. But one of the reasons that a lot of people never get started RVing, or they even stop RVing, is because they have to do it alone. Whether you're a solo female or a solo male, there are tons of other solo females and solo males out there RVing alone, living in their RVs, doing the van life thing or stationary RV living. I can promise you that just in this RV park, or what I like to call trailer park because it's really what it is, there are tons of other RVers that live here full time, and then there's people that come and go that are like solo people here, and then there's people that have couples here, there's people that have their families here. There's so many different people. So I wanted to give you some tips for how to find these friends both online and on the road, digital and physical as I like to call them. And if we haven't officially met, I'm Blogging Brandy, an ex-corporate Kool-Aid drinker, born to be creator, digital nomad, and RVing entrepreneur, or what I would like to say, nomadic entrepreneur. So if you can relate to me, hit that like button below, subscribe to this channel, and tap that little bell icon so you're notified each and every time I publish a new video. My first tip for finding friends when you're on the road solo RV living is don't be afraid to say hello. We're all one big RV family. Now, I will say that with a grain of salt because not everybody is RVing necessarily because they want to be. Some people are RVing because they have to be, and they might be bitter about it, but I will tell you, when I'm on the road and I see another RVer and I'm at the gas station and one pulls in, I'm like, oh, there they are, like, there's my friend. Almost like we just know each other and we're just cool with each other. And there's a lot of RVers out there where they look at you and they're like, hey man, cool, what's up? You know, just like if you're a motorcycler or bicyclist. But there's also those other people that just probably don't want to talk to you. So I've run into some of them that are like, okay, cool, whatever. And then I've run into them where they talk to you all about the RV life and you get started in a conversation. It's like your new best friend. So don't be afraid to say hello if you actually want to make friends. And I thought this was kind of funny. One of my clients that I coach on getting into RV life, I've been telling her like, hey, if you're trying to get into stationary RV living and find an RV park to stay in, then you might want to actually like go look at them. And so she said that she's actually gone up to them and like knocked on their doors and talked to people. I was like, wow, you're getting really creepy now. So you don't want to be creepy about it, but you do want to say hello to people if you actually want to make friends in the RV world, should I say. So for the most part, we are one RV family. Speaking of stationary, that brings me to tip number 2 for how to find friends when you're living alone in your RV as a solo female or male and making friends on the road, is to actually stay stationary longer. Stay in an RV park longer than just one night. Live in an RV park. I gave you a tour of the stationary setup that I had here in my motorhome that I'll drop a link to below this video, and I also gave you a tour of the setup that I'm in right now in this travel trailer. This lot has been rented for 4 years. We have this RV and then the van, so can do the van life thing, or we can be over here doing the trailer thing, and we'll take the dogs and I'll be here, or I'll take the dogs and be doing the van life thing. But staying stationary has allowed me to meet people, and it's almost like having a neighborhood. And I don't want to say this RV park, or what I like to call a trailer park, is not a place where you would come and just visit overnight. I'll say the people that come and they're just the weekenders, they normally bring like 20 people, and all of us all run inside. Okay, so you have to choose your RV parks wisely, which I'm gonna make a video about. But I've made all kinds of stationary RV living videos and given you my tips and tricks and pros and cons in some other videos, which I'll drop a link to my entire playlist about that, which you can check out after this video is over in the description below. But staying stationary longer, living in an RV park, being in one place for a period of time instead of just overnight, is going to help you make more friends, obviously, than if you're moving around 24/7, because it allows you to build relationships, which brings me to my third tip for how to find friends and make friends while you're RVing, either stationary or on the road solo. You want to be honest, real, and intentional with these relationships that you're building, and you don't want to just be like, hey, oh cool, you RV, cool, let's be friends, and just try to get a bunch of people to follow you. Or even here at the RV park, I never tell people who I am or what I do, and usually if I do that, if I am out like on the road, I'll do it after I leave or when I'm leaving. I've made a lot of friends on the road, and I've made a lot of friends here at the RV parks when I've lived stationary, whether I've been here or in Las Vegas or Daytona. It just depends how I build those relationships, but having intentional, real, open conversations, telling people like, oh, this is what I do to an extent, and what do you do? Then it gets the conversation started. Or like, I'll have the dogs with me and be walking, and they'll be like, oh, you have dogs? Yeah, I have dogs. And then we start talking. So have real relationships and offer maybe a tip or advice or tricks, or maybe ask them something to kind of open the door to the next piece of conversation, or make it seem like you're not just like, hey, how are you doing? My fourth tip for finding and making friends when RVing solo and living in your RV alone, especially as a female, is to get outside more. If you want to make friends, you actually probably need to go outside and make them. Yes, you can make them online, but you also want to be able to make them outside, and the only way to do that is to actually go out there. Now, I'm probably a little bit guilty of sometimes working on a project or getting to an RV park, which is why I mentioned staying there longer, of not going outside. And so if you stay somewhere longer, you're actually able to go outside and visit and make friends and build real and honest and intentional relationships with people. But if you're just 24/7 like moving on the road, it's really hard to forge relationships with people. I do have friends that I visit on the road, and like, oh, if I'm going through a town, I'm like, oh, we have to call them. I also have the friends that I make when I forge these relationships stationary RV living, which is almost like living in a house or a condo. It's just a little neighborhood. Here you would call this maybe more like the lake life community, or the lake house sometimes we'd refer to it as, or what people would call their houses here. And then you have the van life. So I'll talk about van life or even condo life. My fifth tip for finding friends on the road and actually keeping them would be to keep in touch. And the only way to do that is to get their information. So their email, their phone, their social handles, their Facebook, IG, whatever they have, ask them and stay connected. So when you're on the road, you can find these people and see like, where are you at? What are you doing? Once you find these relationships, you actually want to keep them. So the best way to do that is to actually keep in touch. Now, I did talk about all the systems that I use to stay in touch with either my clients or my friends, not just like my phone, but I have to live my life online because I'm always moving or on the road. And so I want to be able to get to those, not just physical, but digital items. And so I made a video about that, which I'll drop a link to in the description below, about all of my tips and tricks for setting up my systems. When you're on the road, as long as you have access to everything online, you're not necessarily alone. And that's where I keep all of my contacts and communications, or how I communicate, should I say, the systems that I use to keep my contacts and build relationships, or client relationship management, CRM, if you know what that is. IYK. I automate these systems, but I can put birthdays and phone numbers and emails all online so that I have them, I can access them from anywhere, and I don't have to worry about, after I get these relationships or find these relationships with people, not do I just follow them on social media, but I'll get their information and put it into my database. My sixth tip for finding friends when you're solo RV living is to actually share online what you're doing, not just once you've done it, but through the process, and to share it safely. So you want to use relevant hashtags, location, you can tag your location, interests, hobbies that you like. If you're an entrepreneur, or a hashtag dog life or RV dog lovers, you're gonna have to find the right ones, but you want to use hashtags that people would be using so they can follow you on social media. Little tip there, hashtags are gonna help you communicate with the right people. Maybe making a YouTube video, kind of like I do. People wouldn't know who I was if I didn't make a YouTube video and put it out there. They wouldn't know what I was doing if I didn't take a picture of my RV and stick it out there, or my dog. Your interests and hobbies. And then, so pictures and videos are great, but again, you want to do this safely, which I talked about in another video. All my safety tips for solo RV living, especially that I've learned as a female, tips and tricks. So I've got 40 of them for you to stay safe. I'll drop a link to it in the description below this video, but you don't want to post in real time. So when I say share online, not in real time. If it's safe, meaning like maybe you're at an event. I've mentioned Social Media Marketing World was like a big event I went to, and so I wanted to take my RV, I didn't get to, but if I was there at a meetup, then maybe. But other than that, I really try not to do anything in real time, and that has to do with safety. So share online, tag people, maybe the day after, the week after you leave there. Don't do it in a way that's gonna put your safety at risk. My 7th tip for finding friends when you're solo RV living is to actually follow other RVers online. You can find solo RV livers online. You can find other females doing it, other males doing it, and you can meet up. Or maybe you just forge those relationships so that you have someone else to talk to that can relate to you. And why I mentioned that you can give me a call and book a call with me to chat, or join my community over at RVersity. So I'll put links to all of that in the description below this video. But follow other RVers online. You can also follow me at RVersity on all of the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, at blogging Brandy, BLOGGINGBRANDI, and all of the behind the scenes stuff that I do. So you can follow me online. I don't try to do too much in real time, like I told you, but I share a lot about my RV life online, and I wouldn't have half the friends that I have had I not shared it online and followed other RVers and built relationships. So when I go to certain places, I can reach out to them, or I know them, and I'm like, oh, hey, I'm in town, or hey, I'm coming in town. And so they share their life online, I follow them, and vice versa. And so I have relationships that are physical relationships where I physically see people, and then I have these like digital relationships where I've never really even touched these people in real life. Not like that, but I've never physically been in their presence, but we're just friends online. But maybe, you know, one day out in the RV universe, we'll see each other on the open road, I'm sure. And number 8, to find friends while you're a solo female RV living, or solo male, is to consider the season, okay, that you're actually RVing. The time that you're RVing, whether it's winter versus summer, versus if you're a full-timer or a part-timer, or you're a van lifer or a trailer lifer, or a stationary RV living, or traveling. All of those things might play a role into you being able to make friends. So if you're trying to make friends and you're going in the winter time, chances are you might meet a lot of old people. Hate to say it, but there's a lot of those little snowbirds that just flock down to Florida and they RV in the wintertime, or they go, you know, to Las Vegas in the wintertime, or just they're in the places that you might think, oh, I'm gonna go RV there. They're probably there. Not that that's not changing over the years, now that more people, with the change in times, that are working from home and roaming and learning that they can make money and travel, which I talk all about and I've talked about and shared several videos about. You are going to meet more people that I guess I would say are your age, or more of your interest group. It's not all going to be necessarily old people if you figure out the season that you RV. That brings me to number 9 on my list of ways that you can find these friends. Is not just the season that you go, but the place that you decide to go. So the place, the events, the areas, the campgrounds. You want to choose places that interest you. That's going to help you in finding those interest groups. One of the things that I kind of learned when I started putting content out online on my RVersity channel is that I would get people that are like, oh, they just wanted to RV, they wanted to retire an RV, or they were just trying to learn how to fix their RV, or maybe they just want to take a shower with me in my RV. But I started to learn that I was attracting different people from different seasons of life, or like why they were RVing. I wasn't just retiring in RVing, I was working in RVing, or building a business in RVing, should I say. So I was an entrepreneur RVing, and so I kind of want to forge relationships with people that are more into that season, should I say. Not that I'm not loving my retirees, but I can't imagine just retiring and just sitting in my RV. Like, I feel like I would be bored, and so I don't know what I would do if I didn't have something to do other than drive around or just look at all the beautiful stuff out there. I love having my business. I love working, or making money, should I say, and traveling, not just retiring and traveling. So you want to have those interest groups and go places that interest you. Go to campgrounds and find campgrounds that maybe do the things that you like to do. Some campgrounds and RV parks will do like, oh, bingo night, or they'll have these like little meetups that they do. You can find events. They have RV entrepreneur meetups. I've heard like birds of a feather flock together. They have all kinds of different interest groups that meet up in, maybe it's people that love motorcycles or bicycles, or people that love dogs. It just depends. Maybe it's RVing for moms. Anything. Okay, it can be anything. But you want to go places, find events, areas, and campgrounds that interest you in order to find friends. You can't find friends or want to be friends with people that aren't doing things that are the same interests of you if you don't go places where they might be. And that can be physical, or that can be digital. And a good way to go places and find friends when you're solo RV living brings me to number 10, which is to get a dog or a cat. If you have a dog or a cat that you can walk or take on walks or talk about online, or maybe you see people outside and you're like, oh, you have a cat, oh, I have a cat, or oh, you have a dog, I have a dog. Usually just think about, if you have a dog and you're walking your dog, normally you see someone else and they're walking their dog, and you start to see each other, and it's like, oh, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. And you just start to talk, just like if you had kids. Okay, you start to talk to the other people that have kids. If you get a dog or you get a cat, you start to bond with the other dog and cat lovers, and they have meetups and they have special interest groups, both physical and digital online. That brings me to number 11, is to join a community. So if you want to make friends in the RV world and space, you want to join a community. They have tons of these, both physical ones where I was talking about finding places and areas and interests that, and campgrounds that interest you, or events, but they also have communities online. RV entrepreneur communities, Vanlife communities. They have Solo Female RVing communities, RVers that are specifically interested in certain interest groups. So like I said, maybe they love dogs, maybe they love motorcycles, maybe they're just into full-time RV life. There's tons of interest groups out there, and that makes me think about RVersity and my online community, which you can join below, and I'll put a link in the description below so you can learn more about that. The other thing I wanted to mention, which I don't know if I mentioned this before, and if I didn't, it's a reminder, is when you're joining these communities, whether they be online, obviously you're meeting me here and you can talk to me, and so I would think that you could trust me in my community and want to join those things. I try not to mention something that I wouldn't do or haven't done myself. I've made a video all about staying safe. So all these tips that I'm giving you, you want to stay safe when you're doing it. So especially as a solo female out there, you got to think smart, okay, when you're solo. And so I made a video all about 40 ways that I've used and tips and tricks to stay safe, both when I'm doing the van life thing or stationary RV living, especially when I'm alone as a solo female. So you can check that out in the description below this video, but that'll give you a bunch of tips and tricks to stay safe, especially solo. So while you're finding friends, make sure that you're doing it safely. Okay, so now you know 11 tips for finding friends either online or on the road when you're a solo female getting into this RV life. So whether you're living in your RV as a solo female or a male, you can find these friends online or on the road. Now, I want you to comment below and let me know which one of these resonated with you the most, which one was your favorite, or if you've got something that I should add to my list, let me know. Comments are my love language and I love to read them, and I usually try to respond to all of them as much as I can, whether I'm on the road, off the grid. At some point I do read them, whether you're having to do it alone because you want to or because you're forced to. So if you do get started RVing, you might have to find some friends if some kind of unforeseeable circumstance happens, and maybe you lose that person that you were RVing with, or this could be something due to divorce or health or death, disabilities. There's all kinds of things that can happen. Plus, if you know my story, which I'll put a link to below this video in the description, you can check out. I've had 6 RVs and I've had to do it solo, even though I have a boyfriend of 9 years. I made a video about this if you ever do have to struggle with this like me, where you maybe want to RV alone, but you're like, okay, well, how do I do it? Where can I find some friends, even though you have a spouse? Or maybe you're trying to get them to come along. I made a video about that too, which I'll put in the description below this video. You can check out after this video is over. You can watch that. If you like this video and you like this content, please hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel and tap that little bell icon so you're notified each and every time I publish a new video. Until the next time, especially if you're a solo female or solo getting into RV life, I made a whole bunch of advice about my tips and tricks for getting started and things that I've gone through, which I'll put a link to in the description below this video, and you can watch all of those videos. So I've got a playlist about that and all of the other fun stuff that I mentioned in this video. So if you're not checking the description below this video, you're missing out on all of the good stuff. I'm Blogger Brady. I love you. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.